You know what's funnier than watching someone trip and fall? Watching someone trip, fall, get back up, dust themselves off, and then immediately walk into a glass door.
Whisper into Richard K's ear. Sometimes we actually saw her getting out of his car. But I think that Meghan thinks she is the second coming of Princess Diana, and she's trying to curate her own headlines. So she's overloading us so that people like you and I can't sit here for 2 weeks and talk about the twerking video, that she is under the impression that that went in her way, that was a huge success for her. I think that she thinks she's like Princess Diana and curating her own headlines, and she does things like the Disney vomit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Meghan Markle experience of 2025. So there I was, minding my own business, scrolling through Twitter like any other night, when Kevin Hart just nuked someone's entire existence in under 30 seconds. And not just anyone, we're talking about the woman who thought she could out-royal the royals, out-Hollywood, and apparently out-Pinterest itself. But here's where it gets really spicy. Picture this. Kevin Hart walks onto the BET Awards stage, and you can literally feel the energy shift. It's like when your mom calls your full name, you know someone's about to get destroyed. The man looks dead into the camera with that Kevin Hart smirk we all know and love, and drops the most surgical roast I've heard since Gordon Ramsay met a frozen pizza. You know what I love about Meghan Markle? She's like a Pinterest board that came to life and then hired a PR team to filter it. Boom. Game over. The audience lost their absolute minds. People were covering their mouths, gasping, some probably questioning their life choices.
Weird. She shuts down the twerking criticism. Now she's Mommy of the Year. But also, why do we get 30,000 posts for the daughter and one for the son? Like, clearly there's a favorite there.
Yeah, that's a good, I hadn't thought about that. The weekend, there was a very interesting piece in one of the papers saying that her view of this, she's now developed this antipathy towards Britain.
Within minutes, Meme Meg was trending worldwide faster than a TikTok dance challenge. But wait, here's the plot twist that nobody saw coming. So you're probably thinking, well, at least Meghan was there to defend herself, right? Wrong. This woman wasn't even in the building. And not because she was busy doing royal things or saving the world. Oh no, my friend. She actually asked to be there. She sent in a request like she was applying for a job at McDonald's, and BET said, thank you. Next, faster than Ariana Grande dropping an X.
She loves the fame game, but the spin-off from it is it might help her sell her products.
Well, will it?
Well, it may not, but there's obviously some kind of game plan in that direction. You know, make a noise, get talked about, maybe you can flog some stuff. So let's talking about launching a rosé wine, Chateau Meghan. That's my name for it. I'm not sure what she'll call it.
I can't say what I'd call it on your. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. Chateau Meghan. She's also talking about opening hotels.
Yeah.
Just massively
The organizers didn't even let her name make it past the first round of discussions. They basically said her presence would distract from the real purpose of the show. Translation: we're trying to celebrate actual talent here, not a walking Instagram filter. That's not just a rejection, that's a whole career evaluation wrapped in a polite no thank you bow. But if you think that's brutal, wait until you hear about her Netflix disaster. Remember when Netflix gave Meghan and Harry that massive deal and we all thought, okay, this might actually be good? Well, with Love Meghan dropped and honey, let me tell you, it was like watching someone try to make a documentary about their own Pinterest board. Critics didn't just pan this thing, they absolutely obliterated it. One review literally called it a narcissist daydream, while another just straight up said it was vomit with filters. Vomit with filters. Can you imagine being so extra that someone describes your life as regurgitation with a beauty app?
You know, I think I texted you, bipolar, schizophrenia. I mean, and I'm not diagnosing this woman. I'm just saying, as an observer, she seems to have no clear goal. other than fame and money. It just seems like she's throwing making these announcements herself in Fast Company magazine in this glorified profile, which was like, I mean, I puked in my mouth. It was so it was so over the top generous to her. And then she's telling Beyonce's mom, I think I'm gonna hold up. And then Beyonce's mom's like, that's weird, but okay. And then
The show was supposed to be heartfelt and authentic, but instead it looked like a 60-minute commercial for mason jars and motivational quotes. Every scene felt more staged than a high school play. We had color-coordinated kitchen shelves, scripted giggles, and conversations about motherhood that sounded like they were written by a life coach having an existential crisis. But here's where the story gets even more ridiculous. You know how in high school, when someone becomes uncool, everyone just quietly stops inviting them to parties? Well, that's exactly what happened to Meghan in Hollywood, except instead of missing out on pizza and cheap beer, she's missing out on million-dollar deals and red carpet events. Industry insiders are now openly calling her a liability. A liability? That's like being told you're the friend who always starts drama at group dinners. Executives who used to fight over her are now screening her calls like she's a telemarketer selling extended car warranties. Her Spotify deal? Gone. Evaporated faster than my motivation on Monday mornings. Her podcast didn't even chart, which in 2025 is like not being able to get followers on TikTok. It's almost impressively bad. Fashion, brands that used to beg her to wear their clothes are now looking the other way like she's their ex at a grocery store. But wait, there's more catastrophe coming. Here's what's really happening. Meghan is having the most public identity crisis since Britney Spears in 2007. Except instead of shaving her head, she's launching random business ventures like she's throwing darts blindfolded. One day, she's the rebellious American who broke royal protocol. The next, she's channeling Princess Diana with carefully orchestrated photo ops and tears in HD quality. Then, suddenly, she's a Hollywood producer, then a podcast queen. Now she's trying to be a lifestyle guru selling us the dream of ribbon-wrapped lemons. Ribbon-wrapped lemons? Who has time to wrap lemons in ribbon? What are we, Victorian-era fruit stylists? This woman is more confused about her brand than a GPS in a tunnel. And speaking of confusion, Catherine Ryan decided to add fuel to this beautiful disaster. Right after Kevin Hart's roast, Catherine Ryan, bless her savage soul, drops a tweet that was more passive-aggressive than a mom saying fine when she's clearly not fine. She posted, "Real stars don't need scripted sympathy or curated tears." Now, she didn't mention names, but honey, we all knew exactly who she was talking about. It was like when someone posts, "Some people need to learn respect," on Facebook. We all know it's about Karen from accounting. The internet immediately connected the dots faster than a conspiracy theorist at a UFO convention. This tweet hit harder than reality TV drama because it exposed the one thing Meghan's PR team couldn't spin, the truth. But here's where things get really interesting. Now Meghan's out here pitching business ideas like she's on Shark Tank, except all the sharks have already left the building. Sources say she's trying to launch a luxury wellness brand, a boutique wine line, and even talking about opening a hotel. A hotel? What's she gonna call it? The Filtered Inn? Hotel California, but make it Pinterest. This woman is throwing ideas at the wall like she's making spaghetti, except nothing's sticking, and everyone's just watching the mess hit the floor. Every new venture sounds more desperate than the last. It's like watching someone try to become relevant again by reinventing themselves every Tuesday. Today I'm a wine expert. Tomorrow I'm a wellness guru. Next week I'll probably be a cryptocurrency influencer selling Megcoin or something equally ridiculous. But the real tragedy is what's happening behind the scenes. You know your brand is in trouble when even your own team starts ghosting you. PR advisors are jumping ship faster than passengers on the Titanic. Netflix executives are reconsidering future projects, which is Hollywood speak for, "We're pretending we never met you." Her inner circle is shrinking faster than a wool sweater in hot water. People who used to defend her publicly are now mysteriously quiet on social media. It's like watching a slow-motion unfriending happen in real time. Even her Instagram engagement is down, and that's saying something because getting people to not double-tap a pretty picture takes serious effort. The woman who once had the Midas touch now has whatever the opposite of that is. Everything she touches turns to digital dust. But here's the most brutal part of this whole situation. Remember when Meghan first came on the scene and everyone was like, finally, someone real in the royal family? Well, that authenticity has vanished faster than free food at a college event. Now every single thing she does feels more calculated than a mathematician's wet dream. She posts a photo with one of her kids, and people are like, why don't we ever see the other one? She shares a quote about mental health, and the comment section turns into a roast session. It's like she's stuck in this loop where everything she does to appear genuine just makes her look more fake. The woman built her entire platform on being relatable and authentic, but now she's about as authentic as a $3 bill with Kevin Hart's face on it. And that brings us to the most devastating realization of all. Here's the brutal truth that no PR team can spin. Relevance isn't something you can buy, manufacture, or Instagram filter your way into. Meghan thought she was playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers, but it turns out she was just moving the pieces randomly while the board was on fire. She wanted to be iconic. She wanted to change the game, but somewhere between the royal exit and the Netflix deal, she forgot the most important rule of stardom. People don't connect with brands, they connect with human beings. And right now, nobody knows who Meghan Markle actually is underneath all those filters and press releases. The woman who once captivated the world with a single smile now can't even get through the door of a major event. The industry that welcomed her with open arms is now showing her the exit with a polite but firm, "Thank you for your time." So here we are, folks. Meghan Markle, the woman who thought she could out-royal the royals and out-Hollywood, just got roasted by Kevin Hart so hard that it became a cultural moment. She's been rejected by the very people she was trying to impress. Her Netflix show flopped harder than a fish out of water, and her brand is more confused than a chameleon in a bag of Skittles. The cameras are fading, the applause has long gone quiet, and Meghan is left staring at the brutal reality that this isn't about racism, royals, or the press anymore. This is about relevance, and in the game she thought she'd mastered, the rules changed while she was busy posing for Instagram. People don't want a Pinterest board with a pulse, they want authenticity. They want real, unfiltered, beautiful mess of a human being. And until Meghan figures out how to be that person instead of a walking lifestyle brand, the story is already written. And it doesn't end with a crown or a comeback. It ends with Kevin Hart getting the last laugh and an empty seat at every table that matters. Now that's what I call a royal flush of her entire career.